It is time to finally check these fragrances from Xerjoff out. As you can see, I have the discovery set here from Xerjoff with the 3 new Lamborghini collaboration fragrances, and then I have also Louis XV 1722 Rosé, because I kinda like rose in fragrances, and this one sounds like champagne with rose, based on my memory, I don't know. Anyway, before we start, I actually want to say I'm half Italian, I speak fluently Italian, I never heard of these words that they named the free fragrances. I have no idea what they mean. I read a little bit in the Xerjoff posts, but I was like, what the fuck does it mean? So I'm gonna be a little bit ashamed in this video because I cannot pronounce them like a real Italian though. So forgive me. Que pasa, beautiful people, and welcome back. If you're new, I am Karim, channel name Smell of Truth, and on this channel we focus on 3 things, and that is smelling good, giving recommendations that will make you smell amazing, and the truth. So let's dive into the new Xerjoff Lamborghini collaborations, and as a little extra we're gonna review also the Louis XV Rosé. Let me start with orange one, which is Fierezza. As I already said in the intro, I have no f***ing clue what that actually means, but we're gonna find out. So, first impression, let's see what this is about. I have to say, this one actually does really remind me of Italy. This is the opening, very well done. It does really smell like f***ing Italy. Insane. Like somehow like kind of the air and the sea breeze in Italy with some fresh woody green vibes. So far I like it a lot. This is a bit of an oriental type fragrance with some fresh marine notes. Some geranium. I do smell like a little bit of that floral vibe, but I actually get also some sort of greenness. I don't know if that might come from the ambrette. I think that can smell kind of green, but so far I can see this as a nice, elegant, I don't know if I would say this is suitable for summer, but suitable for springtime so far. To be completely honest, I don't think that this is so far anything like really special or super unique. I do not smell anything that really stands out, and I also have no idea what this has to do with Lamborghini, to be completely honest. Okay, so on the website, it says, Fierezza stands tall, confident in itself and its abilities. It is a scent that commands respect, doing so with taste, poise, and elegance. Elegant it is. Confident, it has definitely some elegance, but honestly, I wouldn't say that this is like really a confident kind of scent. If I wear this, it will not make me feel confident, but this is also not really the type of smell that I usually go for. It is light, it is slightly marine-ish, floral aquatic it is so far. Floral aquatic, a tiny bit spicy, but I wouldn't say this is like really a confident scent. Maybe for a woman, for a young lady in her 20s, I can see this 100%. But for a guy, I don't know about that. I am a straight guy. This is all that I can say for myself though. I cannot speak for anyone who has different sexuality. This is like more for people that like feminine scents, okay? So let's get going with the next one. So far, I'm not impressed. Rating, I would give this one a 5 out of 10. It does not really fit my taste. I do not find it super special or anything. Wouldn't say this is super unique at all. And I also don't think that this is the money's worth so far. So 331 Swiss francs currently in the US would be $417. I get it that the florals can be expensive, the suede that might pop up in the dry down can be expensive as well. Some certain notes I see it, and I feel like this has actually a decent quality. There's actually a good quality, I would say. But yeah, it is a collaboration with Lamborghini, so of course Lamborghini wants to make money out of it as well. It is less priced than Tony Iommi, I think. But yeah, Fierezza so far 5 out of 10. Now let's try the green one. That is a Perseveranza. I did not look up the notes yet. I have it ready here just to smell. So, okay, this fits the color well, actually. Oh, so at first I got a blast of greenness right away. Green, woody, slightly earthy vibe. I get a little bit of a sour vibe, actually. I have smelled something like this before. It reminds me a little bit of a Roberto Ugolini, but just a tiny bit. I wouldn't say it is a clone or anything. It just reminds me a little bit of that. Definitely some floral vibe going on, some earthy vibe. It reminds me also a little bit of Age Noir from Tomavici. Something Tom Ford, Black Orchid-ish. It goes in that kind of direction. If you like these kind of scents, this could be for you. It's not bad. I think it is better than the orange one, the Fierezza. I like how the vetiver is shining in this fragrance. Do not get much of the Styrex on my skin. I like that it has that slight earthy kind of feeling. Yeah, it reminds me actually of an amouage. If you like generally these amouage kind of fragrances, purpose type shit, this is for you. I think you will enjoy this one. Doesn't really give me a smoky kind of vibe that amouage usually gives you, but it goes a little bit into that search, purpose, black orchid, woody, green, earthy, kind of fresh, spicy kind of direction. I would give this, I mean, it will stick out in my collection just to go in that kind of direction, to get used to this kind of direction. I could definitely see myself in the future maybe buying a bottle, not 100% sure yet, but so far I gave the other one a 5 out of 10. I think this is better, but also not outstanding, not really super unique. This could be actually more of a confident scent if you ask me, more of an elegant and confident kind of scent. I will give this one maybe a 6.5 maybe out of 10. So now we go with Avanguardia. This sounds actually more Spanish than Italian if you ask me, but what do I know? I am just here sitting in front of a camera reviewing fragrances on YouTube. We have something that I can finally say I like it right away. This one gives me cherry vibes, cherry and leather. This one reminds me of Mandorle from Soradora, a little bit of cherry oud from Guerlain, and some Tom Ford Lost Cherry kind of vibes. A darker Lost Cherry kind of. Definitely some slight spiciness, cherry 100%. So imagine that dry cherry that you get from Mandorle. If you know Mandorle, it is that dry almond-ish cherry that you get. It is not really like a, I don't know if this makes any sense to you guys. It's not a fruity cherry that you smell like in Lost Cherry, a sweet cherry. It is sweet, but more of a darker, slight boozy. I don't know if this is oud, but it has definitely leather. At least I smell some leatheriness in here. I like this, but it is redundant for my collection. I have other cherry fragrances that I think are better. I do not support Soradora anymore, but even Soradora, have to be honest, is better than this one. This one here is at 355 and is the most expensive one, Swiss francs, which is 447 and 29 cents USD. So almost 450 USD. For this price, 355, I don't know how much is cherry oud from Guerlain. So cherry oud is at 405 Swiss francs. 405 is is 510 USD. Look, if you already put in that much money, I think it's better to go for cherry oud, to be honest. I think the Guerlain one is better so far. On my skin, the Black Violet always gives it this dry, powdery feeling. Don't like that much. But I'm gonna be brutally honest, I like this one a lot, but it is redundant for my collection because it is close to Guerlain cherry oud, and Guerlain cherry oud is way better. But if you do not like the oud that is in cherry oud, or if you do not like oud fragrances in general, this could be a good alternative. So, rating, I would give this one, honestly, a 7.5. A fair 7.5. I like it. I am a little bit of a snob, not gonna lie. I like it. I think it is better than Lost Cherry. in my opinion. It is not better than Cherry Oud. It is not better than Mandorle from Zoradora. And you know, I am really honest right now because, as I said, I do not support Zoradora anymore. But I'm still gonna be honest with you guys and be like, Mandorle is better. But don't buy Mandorle. Sometimes you just gotta be an asshole, okay? So, I like this. This is the best out of the three for my taste, but I wouldn't get this one, even though I like this one the most, as I said, because I have Cherry Oud and Cherry Oud is better. So, let's go with Louis XV 1722 Rosé. Last one. Okay, so the opening is not for me. I can check the notes on the sniff app. It's weird. So, the opening is fresh rose, musk, and something green. I don't know what it is. Could be a green fruit, but it's not fruity. It's more green, but reminds me a bit of green fruit. Unripe, not ripe enough. Fruit that is not ripe enough. And something in the background. I thought this is gonna smell like champagne and rose. Have to be honest. It is supposed to be a fruity floral. So far, I only smell a musk floral with a fresh rose and geranium. Have smelled better rose fragrances. Have smelled better musk fragrances. Definitely smelled better geranium fragrances. 6 out of 10. I feel like it needs time, okay? Yeah, guys, in the meantime, I'm gonna go grab some food and I will be back. I will take some notes and be back with a full review after one wearing though. It is not like a real review. I will give you a real review. I will do a video on Xerjoff fragrances that I think are worth it and are not worth it. And I'm definitely gonna give a full review by then of the Lamborghini ones. Maybe this one as well. If this one is gonna be good, I'm definitely gonna put it in. But the Lamborghini ones are gonna be in a new way. Okay? So whenever you guys are watching it, if you're new, you will not see it. But if this video is, let's say, a month old, you might see it popping out here right now, or you can just go check out my channel in the meantime.
3 hours later.
Alright guys, so it's been now almost 3 hours since I sprayed them. Have to say, now the orange one grew a little bit better on me, but it's weak, that it kind of dried down. I feel like I barely smell it anymore. Like you notice it, but it is there, but it's not there. It's kind of like the shy, silent guy in a group full of friends. You know he's there physically, but he is not bringing anything into the conversation or whatever. He's just there, kind of. Yeah, it is like really floral musky. I feel like it developed some warmth. This is what I wrote down in my notes. It does not have any aquaticness or marine notes kind of anymore. It got a little bit warmth, slightly sweet, like the spices maybe, something like that. It's really thin line. Yeah, you can barely notice it. So I feel like this is not gonna be a long lasting one. And like 3 hours is very weak. Like if it will be at least 5 or 6 hours, with 6 hours I could live, to be honest. 3 hours is very weak. Still fresh floral, slightly that sweeter, warm, spicy type vibe. Not really much uniqueness, not really much of something special. It is just like fresh and floral and a little bit spicy, but it doesn't really tell a story, kind of, you know what I mean? It's like, it's really difficult to describe, but it just feels like it was just made to be smelled, but not to enjoy and tell a story, kind of, you know what I mean? Feels like more like a useful thing, kind of, you know what I mean? More like a product than something where there's passion and all that stuff behind, you know what I mean? Like, if you look at the marketing, they use words like elegance and, you know, what Lamborghini is known for, the whole Italian passion. I do not smell it in this fragrance, have to be honest. I feel like this was just made as a fast cash grab, to be honest. Just like basically the hype, kind of. So yeah, I think the orange one is not worth it. I would go up in rating because it grew a little bit better on me. Scent wise, could go up to 6.5, 7, but because it's only like 3 hours and it's almost gone, I feel like not giving more than a 6 actually, to be honest. Like, you know, I feel like performance is secondary, but it is still important enough though. Like, you can have the most amazing fragrance on earth, if it only lasts an hour, no one's gonna buy it either way, or very few people are gonna buy it, you know what I mean? And then just respray it and stuff, you know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, you need to have like some sort of balance, and this one does not have that balance. It smells nice, smells like decent to good quality, but I don't know, $400. I feel like Nexus, that is, I don't know, way less. 245 in euros, 189 in CHF, not even 240 USD. This is at least the Swiss prices though. Gotta be honest, Nexus is much more worth the money, smells so much better, even though there is a similar fragrance, out there, which was Pure Havana from Mugler. That was, I think, also here before the Xerjoff Nexus, but Xerjoff kind of, I don't know if they got inspired by it or not, but they kind of created a niche version of that. Basically, fresher with some depth, with a story to tell. It is not only just bam, this is Naxos. It is like Naxos. It tells a little bit of story. It has a little bit of there's scent development. It has depth. It has sophistication. This one is missing a lot of it, have to be honest. And for the price, I cannot stand in front of the camera and tell you guys to get it just for the hype or whatever. I personally say stay away from this. So then we have the green one. So the green one I compared to a Roberto Ugolini, if I remember correctly, and Ange Noir. So I have the Roberto Ugolini here, which is Giardino di Boboli, and I have Ange Noir from Tomovici also here. And right after the video, I sprayed them on, have them on test strip. I do not have enough space on my skin though, but I feel like I can get a pretty good idea on paper without really giving too much of an opinion, kind of. So this one is like very fresh and floral, slightly musky. It's more like, I think, jasmine heavy, if I remember correctly, and it gives me some vibes of this one here, the rosé. Gives me some, the muskiness gives me this vibe. This one is like a combination between the green and the rose one. This is Giardino di Boboli, I would say, with some jasmine. Yeah, a kind of combination between these two with some jasmine. Then we have Ange Noir. Ange Noir is more on the green fresh vibe that is here. They do share a similarity. Ange Noir focuses a little bit more on the fruity aspect with the green apple that is in here, while this one focuses more on the woody and earthy kind of vibes that is going on. It is less of a floral scent than Ange Noir. Goes more a little bit in earthy, slightly sweet kind of direction, but I feel like you can put them in a similar category, scent direction wise. And if you ask me which one I prefer, I feel like for springtime, for rainy days, or as a signature, I would say this one. For if you enjoy the scent profile, for an evening, for cooler weather, I would say this one. But thinking about price point, this one was over 300 Swiss francs. Not worth it, have to be honest. It's also not that special, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like more hype than anything else, have to be honest. I don't want to be a Xerjoff hater. I actually like Xerjoff a lot. I have a couple of their fragrances. I trash Erba Pura mostly because I really don't like it, but they have actually many fragrances that I have on my wish list or still have in my collection. Naxos, More Than Words, Ivory Root. These are all great fragrances. And yeah, these two so far will not make my top 10 list at all, have to be honest. So guys, rather go for Ange Noir. Even though I am sponsored by Tomovici, I am honest, I think this is more worth the money if you are more like into this fresher aspect, I would say. If you, I mean, it's also cheaper, like, have to be honest. And yeah, quality differences is not much there, have to be honest. This one might be a little bit smoother, especially on skin. This one can be a little bit harsh. This was gifted to me by Tomovici. I just stand by it. I tell you my truth. You do not have to use my discount code. You do not have to go and get this one immediately just because I think this is better. Each to their own. If anyone out there really enjoys this one, go for it. I am just telling you my opinion. And yeah, I'm also not trying to get sponsored by Xerjoff. Will they go up in rating? I stay with my rating. I'm actually fine with it, to be honest. Then we have the blue one, and the blue one goes now more in a leathery direction. It has less cherry, it has still some slight cherry vibes. It went a little bit in a different direction of sweet with leather. Now it is different from cherry oud, and it is also different from the Soradora one that I have here that is empty. It's only like a couple sprays that I could technically use, but it's super dusty. I have not used this one for a long time. And here we have cherry oud. If you are subscribed to my channel, you know I really love this one. So, oh no, this is the wrong one. Here we have cherry oud. Yeah, cherry oud is like also a little bit more depthful because it has rose in it. And Mandorle is really like more directly sweet winter kind of vibes. This one is, the Mandorle is missing depth. This one is just like kind of a flat, boozy, spicy cherry almond kind of fragrance with some leathery edges. And comparing to the blue one, Avanguardia. No wait, this one is here. Yeah, here it is. Comparing to that one, I would say they have differences. Don't think you can put them in the same category. You might put them in a similar category with Cherry Oud because of the cherry leatheriness, with some vibes of Mandorle, but not really Mandorle heavy kind of vibes. It is closer to Cherry Oud from Guerlain. I think if you want a cherry heavy fragrance, still think that Mandorle is better. Don't buy it. To be honest, I would actually really like to say that Mandorle is not better, that Xerjoff is better, but I simply can. Yeah, so this one has really like more of a leathery kind of quality with some slight cherry sweetness and some slight kind of spiciness. It has also something feels weird on my skin, but like something fresh, floral, without being floral, without being heavy floral. You know what I mean? Does not smell like a bouquet of flowers or something. It just shares the freshness that can come from flowers without really smelling like a flower. This is the best how I can describe it. It just gives it some balance to the darkness. This is the best how I can describe this. This is how you can imagine this one here. So yeah, if you're interested, go out in the perfumery. I stick with my rating, only went up with the orange one, but the other two I think are fairly rated. I would not get any of them, but only because these two go in a similar scent direction to fragrances I already own and already enjoy, and do not feel like any of these could replace any of the fragrances that I already have in my collection. This one would have potential if it would last long. I need to give them a full wearing anyway, but this one especially, just to figure out if this is just like a thing with my skin right now. And then last but not least, the little bonus. Yeah, this one has gotten nicer. Still like rose, fresh rose, slight geranium vibes, but fresh geranium, not sweet geranium, with some muskiness. There are definitely better rose fragrances out there, and I think this one is also quite expensive. There are better musky fragrances and there are better geranium fragrances. I will go off with my rating by maybe, I don't know, what did I say? I don't remember. Maybe, let's say I give this one, I think I said between 6.5 and 7, right? So let's say 7. It's nice, but it leans more feminine. These two actually lean more feminine. These two have the potential to be unisex, but so far they lean slightly masculine. Personally, I do not care. I am disappointed. I don't know. I saw this collaboration, I saw the teasings, and I expected a lot. I expected something new from Xerjoff, same what they did with Tony Iommi. I think they created something new, you know what I mean? They did not try to copy any trends, to be honest, but it was not like a leathery smoky maracuja. It was mostly like maybe oud maracuja that was in the hype, but oud maracuja is not comparable to the Tony Iommi monkey special. So I feel like Xerjoff went in a good direction with that. I feel like Xerjoff is trying to belong somewhere, trying to sell rather than being Xerjoff, kind of, you know what I mean? It's very harsh, this video, very harsh, and I feel sorry because Xerjoff is actually a brand that I like and appreciate, but yeah, I don't know, just disappointed though. It's not that I don't like them, it's just that I expected more. I expected way more, especially because I like Lamborghinis as well. This is gonna be a shot at Lamborghini as well, but I'm more of a Ferrari fan, to be honest. I feel like Ferrari has a little bit more elegance, but on the other hand, Ferrari could never create something like the Urus, I think, because the Urus is really, that one is nice, but I'm also not much of a car guy. I just like Italian brands, that's all. I'm a passionate Italian, that's all. So yeah, I don't know. Guys, long story short, subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment down below with your favorite Xerjoff fragrance, leave a thumbs up if you appreciated the honesty and that I did not fall for the hype trap, and yeah, if you subscribe you will see more videos like this, and I lost some respect for Xerjoff. Although this collaboration is really cool, I have to be honest. It was unexpected. Two major Italian brands that collaborated together, one in fragrances, one in the car industry. A cool collaboration. Let me know your thoughts if you have tried any of these, these 4 fragrances. If you have tried any of these 4 fragrances, let me know your thoughts down below as well. Let's have a little bit of a discussion in the comments down below. I would really like to know your thoughts. And yeah, thanks for watching. Stay healthy and see you next time. Bye bye.
It's never what it seems. Yeah, there's mountain on you bitches with them on your feet. Shawty